Hi, I'm going to do a video on thoughts today. You know, when we're in a thought train, or where we just feel like we're going round and round and round with thoughts, and we can't get out of the head or can't get out of that thought train, busy mind. And I remembered today how I did an exercise years ago by Bentinho Massaro, where he looked at the camera and he counted to three seconds, and you had to stop thinking for 3 seconds. And I remember doing that. But I look back now and I can see it was the mind trying to control the mind. So it was, the ego mind, the identified self was trying to stop the identified self. So I can see why it was intense. And oh, here comes the cat. It was intense, and yes, it might have relieved the thoughts for 3 seconds, but then they were back again. So yeah, I just thought, I don't know what I'm going to say, but I am going to talk about thoughts. So the breath is quite a good one, and the reason why focusing on the breath is we're not focusing out there on the ever-changing. We're focusing on something that's just rhythmical, and it's also internal. So our attention is going in and down. So like I sort of point to, we've got some distance from feeling like we're in the head once we connect to the breath, especially if you can drop the breath into the heart or the diaphragm. And so your attention is already going within, and you're just watching the breath. You're just with the breath. You're not trying to control the breath. You're not, you're just letting go of the doer. So that's a really good way that the breath, as long as you're not picking up somebody that's doing this, the mind's not concentrating on the breath. It's like we've opened our focus. We've left that survival mode behind. We've left that concentrated attention. We've got this open focus. We're dropping down, and we're just being with the breath, just noticing the breath, but not with the mind, with this sensing, with this open state of being. Oh gosh, it's just relaxing to talk about. Your whole nervous system just relaxes when you drop out the head, and there's no sense of this identity of a doer. We don't have to create, our energy doesn't have to go towards this doer that's in survival mode, because that is quite exhausting. And this open focus just allows us that spaciousness. And also, we're in the present moment because we're just here, we're just being. So anything that works for you, that takes you to an open focus, it could be running, it could be exercise, could be biking, long distance biking, where there's something rhythmical that allows you to have that open focus. And and outdoors is very good, just that spaciousness. Even if you're surrounded by buildings, but you can look up to the sky, it just reflects our unlimited nature of who we are, this expansive, open, formless awareness that we are. So connect to the breath without trying to do anything, because we let go of the doer. And then we can question our thoughts from here once we've rested enough out of survival mode, that we're not plugged into the mental, physical and emotional. The physical will feel like a contraction. As soon as there's a contraction, it's like, okay, I recognize that. The contraction is resisting what's happening. So we come back to being okay with what's happening, just in that state of allowing what's happened. Technical fault with the camera. So I'll try and knit these two together. So we were talking about just being, that we can inquire then. We can have a look at what's actually happening in my life. when I'm not in it, when I'm not feeling, having the experience of being completely consumed by my thoughts, by those thought trains. So the energy contraction, whenever we're contracted, that's a signal to say, hang on a minute here, I'm resisting what's happening. Whenever there's emotions coming up, okay, that's okay to have emotions. We're not saying don't have them, but let's just open the focus and have a look at actually what is that emotion? You know, is it fear? Is it am I trying to control? So is it that survival? Is it security? What's actually showing up? So in this open space of being, we can have a look. But if we just stay focused in this ever-changing emergency mode, we'll just suffer and more suffering. And it's completely understandable, because you're trapped in this, you have the experience of being trapped, because the truth is, you are this open field of being and knowing. When we withdraw our energy, our attention from the mental, physical and emotional, we're actually this expansive, formless awareness that can access wisdom and bliss or unconditional love. It feels whole and complete, so it doesn't need love from anybody else. It's not trying to control anybody else. It just is. It's just very ordinary. And I think a lot of people miss this neutral state of being. Your natural state is missed because it's so normal. And the ever-changing is like the funfair, and so we get attracted, the attention goes towards the funfair, the survival of this body-mind. But actually we're not this body-mind. This body-mind is a manifestation of who we are. So, let's come home to who we are. So earlier I mentioned the breath, opening the focus, relaxing down. You might do yoga, or as long as you're not the person doing yoga that's got to get better than the person next to you. You can see how our attention, it goes towards the mind, and then whenever you're feel like you're a doer, that's a good indication that you've picked up the ego has risen. All the energy is going towards got to do, got to survive, got to be better, got to get, got to control, got to fix. And if we can just be in that state of allowing, that's where the magic is, this just open state of being. That's when we give life a chance to flower, to just unfold, to just be. That's where the magic is. Just trying to control the mind with the mind is torture, really. So that's why I'm just inviting you to have a look what works for you. This turning within and turning within and turning within for me is delicious if it's dropped out of the head. And we're just being, like Eckhart says, that present moment, just now. That's all there is here. Not going to a future, not going to the past. We're just here with this moment, just here now. There's no sense of a person. We've drawn back from the gotta do, the survival mode. We're just here, we're just open, alert, awake, being. Just this spaciousness. And in it, the bird song arises. There can even be thoughts arising. We're not chasing them away, we're just open. We're open and allowing thoughts to arise, sensations to arise. Everything's equal, so thoughts are no different, are no more important than birdsong until our focus goes towards it. And obviously, there's a tornado coming. Recognises a tornado. Well, yes, that's a thought that we need to take action on, but not the repetitive thoughts that just cause suffering. Take action, yes, but most of our thoughts are just the commentator. And it's a survival mode, and it's completely useful, but not center stage. It needs to be a side act. So, if you can just take a few moments now, if you're still watching the video, just to be. To let go of this sense of the doer, and to surrender to this moment now of just being with what is, not trying to control it, fix it or change it or improve the moment. Just be with the moment. So our attention isn't going to the mind to contrast and compare. It's just rested here in being, allowing, open, rested down. Just pure awareness. So it's bye from me and Tonk, and I hope you enjoyed that. I think Tonk did. Thanks for watching.